Hello everyone, it's Gail here from Ticket Anywhere, here with another Fragment Friday. It's about 5 o'clock now, and I meant to do this earlier, but the days just kind of keep losing themselves with me right now. But anyway, it's Fragment Friday. It's used to be a weekly meme, but now it's kind of a monthly meme hosted by James over at bookclubchic.blogspot.com. But I'm a bit of a rebel, and I decide I'm going to do it anyway, and I don't know if anyone else is going to be doing it either, but well, like I said, I'm a bit of a rebel. But before I get to the book I'm reading, first I want to show you my hat, my fun little winter hat. Let's see if I can put it on correctly. So this is my winter hat, and this is the very same hat that my friend Kim was making fun of me for wearing earlier today. But I got compliments on it when I went to Starbucks, especially from the cute Starbucks guy behind the counter, which Kim has since said that he was probably high, and whether he was or not, I am not going to question. But he liked my hat, and I like my hat. Now the question is, do you like my hat? I mean, it's a fun little hat. It's green, it's warm, it's got the little pom-pom, it's got a little bit of pink in it, and it has sparkles. Not just that, but I have the scarf to match, so I mean, it just makes it all perfect. If I only had the gloves, that would be even perfecter. But I'm very particular about my gloves, so they have to be like really, really warm. But this is my hat. I think it's very cute and fun, but I don't know. Got made fun of when I wore it out earlier. Such is life. But enough about hats. Right now I'm going to talk about the Friday Fragment reading I'm going to do. And I'm going to read from Trapped by Michael Northrop. I love this cover. It's like a pretty little wraparound cover, and if you open it up, I don't know if you can see it, you get like the full high school and lots of snow. And look, it actually even continues on in the inside. That's a pretty intense cover wraparound. But anyway, Trapped is about 7 kids who get trapped in a high school during a very, very big blizzard. Hence why I'll keep my hat on, because, you know, blizzards are cold, as I know, because we just got one here in the Northeast. My area, the official snow tally at the very end was 21.3 inches, which is a lot of snow, and I have some pictures of that posted on my Plixie account and my Facebook account if you're my Facebook friend. I don't know if you are or not, but if you are, they are there. Otherwise, they're on my Plixie account, which, I don't know, whenever I post a picture on Twitter, that's where it goes. Yeah, so I'm going to read from Chapter 1 of Trapped by Michael Northrop. So here goes. We were the last 7 kids waiting around to get picked up from Tattawa Regional High School. Sounds like an everyday thing, but this wasn't an ordinary day. It was one of those bullseyes in history, one of those points where everything comes together, where, if you were at that place at that time, you were part of something big. It meant that we weren't going to get picked up. Not on that day, maybe not ever. It was the day the blizzard started, and it didn't stop for nearly a week. No one had seen anything like it. It was a natural disaster in a way that earthquakes and tidal waves are natural disasters. It wasn't a storm, it was whatever comes after that. The power lines came down and the airports closed. The snow was so strong that it seemed to hit the ground in drifts. The road shut down completely. The plows ground to a halt and stranded themselves, overmatched up front and the snow behind already too deep for them to back up. Really, if you want one quick indicator of what kind of storm it was, drivers froze in their snowplows. People hunkered down in their homes. They were used to doing that in this part of New England. But in the past it had always been for 6 hours, or 12, or maybe a day at most. This was different, and it required a different kind of waiting. You can hear the details in 1,000 coffee shops, at the back table where the locals hang out. I'll just tell you though, the nor'easter moved up the coast and stalled, but instead of weakening, it got stronger. From what I heard, it was kind of wedged there, in between a huge cold front coming down and a massive warm front moving up, scooping up moisture over the Atlantic and dropping it as a snow back on land. They still show the pictures on TV sometimes, a giant white pinwheel spanning 3 states. Inside the homes and shelters, people waited and watched and counted and recounted their canned food. They all asked themselves the same question: how much longer can this last? But they asked it day after day, in lamplight, and then candlelight, and then in darkness and creeping cold. That was later on. At the beginning, it was just us looking out the window and watching the snowfall. Mr. Gossel stayed with us. He was a gruff guy, a history teacher, and an assistant football coach. Your school probably has one of those. He sort of carried himself like he was in the army, and, I don't know, maybe he had been. He was the last teacher left, But when he shouldered the door open and headed out to get help, well, that was the last we saw of him. We added his name to the list of people we were waiting for. We imagined headlights cutting through the snow, there to battle the roads and take us home. The driver would throw open the passenger side door. "Climb aboard," he'd shout. "Hop in. We'll get you home." But we weren't going anywhere. The headlights didn't show. Mr. Gossel, Jason's dad, Chris's mom, whoever it was we were waiting for, they had nothing to do with us anymore. No one did. It was just the seven of us. The seven of us and the endless snow. So that's the opening chapter of Trapped, which is pretty intense. I had planned to read this during the last snowstorm we had, like I said, but I didn't get around to it. I think this would be a really creepy type book to read during that type of snowstorm anyway. But so far what I've read, I've really enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed my fragment, and I will see you next week. Bye.